Today's presentation consists of two materials, financial results and company presentation. The materials are available on the IR information section of the company's official website and can be downloaded as required. So Mr. Fujiwara will now present the results for the first quarter of the year ending 31st March 2023. Over to you, Mr. Fujiwara.
I am Fujiwara, Representative Director and Senior Executive Vice President. Thank you very much for joining earnings results briefing session despite your busy schedule. Let me now explain the first quarter's results of the fiscal year ending March 2023. Please turn to page 1. This shows today's agenda comprised of the first quarter's results and the situation for the business merger with NTT Limited and organizational changes that took place in July. Please turn to page 3. This is a highlight of the first quarter's results. Please be advised that these figures are not including the figures of NTT Limited. The performance of the merged overseas business is planned to be consolidated from the second half. As for the first quarter's results, we continue to see the DX demand from last year, and this is helping domestic and overseas business, and it increased the business scale. Coupled with a positive FX impact, we landed at strong results. New orders received, growth in overseas business, and FX impact led to an increase. As for net sales, all segments grew business scale, and also FX positively impacted, leading to the growth. Operating income, thanks to greater sales, all segments landed at increase. And as for the FX impact, I am going to explain later. Now, our performance against each measure shall be explained in terms of year-on-year variances by segment. Page 4. First, new orders received. In the public and social infrastructure, it experienced backlash from last year's spike for the large government projects, leading to a decline. For the financial segment, it also experienced the backlash from the large bank projects, leading to a decline. As for these reflexive declines, these had been factored in the full year forecast, therefore it is as expected. As for the enterprise and solutions segment, it won projects in the manufacturing sector, leading to an increase. As for North America, it won enterprise projects, and also, thanks to the FX impact, it posted incremental new orders received significantly. As for EMEA and Latin America, it won projects in Spain and Europe, and also FX impact led to substantial increase. Please turn to page 5, net sales. In the public and social infrastructure segment, there's a larger business for central governments, leading to an increase. For the financial segment, following the bank project from last year, it increased the service scope, leading to an incremental sales. As for the enterprise and solutions segment, there are projects in manufacturing, retail, and services segment, and also there are more businesses in the payment services, leading to incremental sales. And North America, mainly driven by FX impact, leading to a greater sales. As for EMEA and Latin America, more businesses in Spain and Europe, and FX impact led to incremental sales. Page 6, operating income. In the public and social infrastructure, financial and enterprise and solutions segments posted greater profit thanks to greater sales, and North America posted the growth thanks to one-time gain. EMEA and Latin America posted greater profit thanks to greater sales. The next 5 slides show breakdown by segment. Therefore, that is the highlight for the first quarter results of fiscal year ending March 2023. Next, let me talk about the FX impact. Please turn to page 12. Since the end of 2021, we are experiencing the depreciation of the yen, and the current yen rate is weaker than the rate we factored in our full-year forecast. During the first quarter, against the forecasted rate, it is 10 yen and 5 yen weaker against dollar and euro respectively. As for our standalone forecast, excluding NTT Limited, the FX sensitivity is shown on this slide, and we are expecting positive impact on our performance. Even though we expect to see positive impact from the weaker yen, uncertainty is increasing in the business environment. Therefore, we continue to monitor the FX trend as well as the impact on the full-year performance. Next, let me talk about the situation of the business merger of overseas business. Please turn to page 14. This shows the overall timeline to transition to the global management structure. Step 1 is to take place in October, when we are to establish overseas operating company by combining our overseas business and NTT Limited. Step 2 is planned in July 2023 and onwards. NTT Data is to be turned into a holding company, and domestic business is going to be transferred so that we can strengthen the global management structure. Next, let me talk about the progress status for each step. Please turn to page 15. As for the step 1 of the business merger of overseas businesses, the general meeting of shareholders approved this resolution in June. Accordingly, preparations are underway for the merger, and overseas operating company is going to be incorporated in a consolidated results from October 2022. Towards step 2, in October 2022, the preparation company for the NTT Data Japan business is to be established, and we are taking steps accordingly. Next, let me talk about the synergies out of this business merger. Please turn to page 16. Please note that overseas profitability of NTT Limited's subsidiaries are not disclosed. Therefore, I will explain based on the NTT Group's overall operating margin, which is disclosed so far. And also, please be advised that these figures are adjusted figures excluding one-time costs such as structural transformation costs. Firstly, the NTT adjusted EBITDA rate was 6.3% for the fiscal year ended March 2022. And for the fiscal year ending March 2023 is expected to be 7.0%. This includes our adjusted EBITDA rate of NTT Data. We conducted initiatives to improve overseas business profitability, and the rate has improved to 6.5%. And EBITDA of NTT Limited is not disclosed. However, it is improving to be on par with our rate. Going forward, we will continuously work on profitability, and as shown on this slide, targeting fiscal year 2025, we aim to generate synergy effect of around 30 billion yen out of this merger. And as a whole of the overseas business, we target to improve the adjusted EBITDA rate to be 10%. Next, let me talk about the organizational changes in order to achieve the new midterm plan. Please turn to page 18. In line with the strategies set out under the new midterm management plan announced on the 1st of July, and prior to the establishment of the overseas operating company in October, we made organizational changes. And I'll take you through the key points using the next couple of slides. Please turn to page 19. The key strategies to achieve new midterm plan include enhancement of consulting capabilities and evolving to asset-based business model. And we created organization to promote those strategies, as well as we created department to promote sustainability innovation. Please turn to page 20. In October 2022, overseas operating company is to be established. In order to do so, we optimized management structure, and also we consolidated global related organizations. And also, we made changes and reorganized in order to enhance global headquarters functions. Accordingly, we aim to achieve new midterm plan, and as a trusted global innovator, we help our clients to drive their growth and realize sustainable society. The rest of slides describe business topics and numerical information, so allow me to omit those slides. This concludes my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.